Over the minors, Bomber Bill, Mystigic and Close Up, Century Kid and Felbalon, and Phoenix Park is behind those.
7, Spinning Hill, Frank Dettori, 3.30, 1.90 for the minors. 4, Bomber Bill, $9.20 and no third, Mystigic.
Number 7, Spinning Hill, has come from the back of the field to break 58 and be only 3/10 outside the track record. And she's ranged up to them and has got up to win. It's now the Manicato, the Scalacci and the Schweppes today for Frankie Dettori. His second win in Australia since Melbourne Cup Day, 1999. And it's Spinning Hill from the back in a field of 6. The judge will need the photo for the minor placings here. With Mystigic and Century Kid turning in front. Felbalon came out to put his challenge. 4 has got second, 4 Bomber Bill. And a further photo for third, 7, 4. And a further photo for third. 7 and 4 in the frame. Here's the head-on action. That to the left of the screen. Red with a white cap is Spinning Hill. Bomber Bill inside it. As they gather up Mystigic and Felbalon. And Spinning Hill coming down the centre. Number 7. Number 4 is second. And we await for the third. Still a further photo for third. Mystigic on the inside. Number 2. Yes, number 2 is third, 7-4-2. 7-4-2 to the Schweppes, 7-4 and 2.
All right, they're about to move in the Gold Coast, race 3. Favourite Anxious at 280 the win, 150 a place with Chicken Little, 320 a win, 104 for the place. Tips are 438. Late mail for number 4, Chicken Little.
Great round of applause for Frankie. He's very popular, but I think the mare's more popular. I think Spinning Hill is one of the most popular sprinters in this country, and well she might be.
In Northern Hemisphere racing, he is the most recognisable face, Frankie Dettori.
Perhaps the most recognisable face in racing.
Very, very good point. Morfettville, let's check out the latest from there as he gives this Daughter of Dolphin Street a pat. And law happens here. There's Entertaining and Azrak, 5 and 6 from 3 and 8. The market details. No, he's about to come back into the area.
He's pumping the fists. He's pumping up the crowd. He's a charismatic character, there's no doubt about that.
He's got in the order of 40,000 race fans here. All eyes focused on the return to scale area. 14 minutes off Rose Hill, 4th race on the program. There's the latest in betting details. And here he is, the most recognisable face in racing in the Group 2 winner's circle. Hey, and there goes the big star jump. Didn't the crowd love that?
And they got a big thrill out of that. He's not the first time we've ever seen a star jump in Australia, but Frankie made it famous. He was the first.
He's pioneered the move, and he's also one of the most flamboyant characters in racing. And we'll be able to hear what he says in just a moment from now. On course, Spinning Hill was very, very firm and very well tried. As Frankie gives Connections a bit of a kiss, they head out at Morfettville. And he gives the horse a kiss as well. And
he's playing up to the crowd now. He's really clowning for the crowd, Frankie.
He is the king of flamboyance. He steps onto the scales. They head out at Morfettville. 4 minutes of betting time remaining. Frankie returning. Scales look all right. Felbalon didn't feel right, according to Damien Oliver. Andrew Bensley reports. Frankie's still on the scale, so maybe they've called. Let's hear with Rupert McCall with Frankie Dettori.
Mate, welcome to Australia. Welcome to Moonee Valley. Have a look at the crowd.
It's nobody here.
It's a good feeling to win a race before the big one.
Well, it's great. I love Australia, and I always look forward to come here, and I was delighted to come here for the Cox Plate. It's going to be a fantastic race, and it's nice to get a winner in before the big race. Just takes a bit of pressure off, and it's been a good start.
Frankie, do you know much about, or did you know much about this beautiful horse, Spinning Hill? She's so consistent.
I had a few friends who showed me a lot of tapes last night, and they told me she had a great turn of foot, and she took me by surprise. She showed the electric turn of foot, and it's a sort of horse that I would like to ride again.
And what about the lunatic? I read in the paper during the week that he's a bit like you. He's a champion and a little bit eccentric. How's he feeling today? Ready to win?
He's always a bit different, and I never know which cards he's going to deal me until I get to the parade. So you might see a little bit of antics, but he likes a big crowd, he likes a big day, and we hope he delivers.
Well, maybe you'll be doing another star jump in about an hour's time. Mate, we love you down here. You can come back any time. Well done.
Thank you, Australia.
Frankie Dettori there, the crowd enjoying every minute of it. He's lapping up this Aussie hospitality and correct weight we have. Richard, he's great for racing, isn't he?
Well, he is. He's one of those flamboyant characters. The crowd, they learn to love him. The punters hated him up until now, but he's got home on that, and now no doubt the punters are warming to him as well.
And the On Craig is standing by.
Right, Brendan, and they come for this, the fourth of the day, second leg of the New South Wales Extra Double. And the popular pick number 2, Academe. Can the familiar red jacket and white cap win again after Spinning Hill at Moonee Valley a short time back? Academe, the firm pick in front of number 6 at 4.50, and that is Azrak. On track, Academe from Azrak, and there's been a sprinkle of money late for number 8, Illuminar. The Bruce McLaughlin trained mare Illuminar has met with some good support. Now only Cape Power to come up. Previous race going to Power Surge, number 6. Beat 4 Mar, 2 Mate, Fire Waz and 5 Mammoth. Hasna won the second, Bumptious the first. So we've had 3 races. Gay Waterhouse has won the 3, and they're all set now. They're off in the fourth of the day here at Rose Hill, and Participate jumped quickly, as did Azrak, and Entertainer going fast with Illuminar. Academe the favourite, nice and handy over on the rails. Then Cape Power, Rap City, followed by Major Cosmic Rays. Rembrandt next to last, and Old Rye Hero brings up the rear. They work their way down past the 700, and here it's Entertaining leading about a half length now on Illuminar. 2 lengths to Azrak. Academe on its inside, about 5 lengths to Participate, and then Cape Power Major, followed by Cosmic Rays, Rap City, 4 to Rembrandt, and a length the Rye Hero. This is the order coming to the corner with Entertaining, a length and a half Illuminar, Academe the inner, and 3 wide as Azrak, and this quartet about 4 or 5 lengths on Participate, and another 2 lengths further off is at this stage Cape Power. As they come past the 300, Entertaining a length and a half on Academe, getting up on the inside and starting to close the gap, and then Azrak and Cosmic Rays are starting to put in 2, and then Major, but Academe hits the front. Cosmic Rays the big danger. Cosmic Rays gets to Academe, and Cosmic Rays beat Academe at Azrak from Entertaining with Participate, and then Cape Power Major, followed by Illuminar, Rye Hero, Rap City, and Rembrandt finished last. Cosmic Rays, number 4, Al Robinson, a little too good there. He likes Rose Hill, and he's had the 31 starts now, Cosmic Rays, for 7 wins. He's raced by the Penner family, trained by Clary Connors, by Geiger Counter from Lovestruck, and ridden by Alan Robinson. Number 4, Cosmic Rays, has scored here in the time of 1:3.90. 1:3.90. That's a pretty slick run, standing as a class record until broken, and sectionally 34.06. 4.267. Now semaphore.
OK, Ian, slick run, and Alan Robinson and Clary Connors combined to collect the cash at Rose Hill Gardens. 17 minutes off the cup, and if you missed those placings at Morphettville, here they are, Travis Creek and David Balfour combined. Seemed to have taken an eternity to get the placings. Lawson's perspective for those bound towards the cups is the Moonee Valley Gold Cup. Let's check out how they rate for you, and then we'll check out the latest in betting news. It's the very smart Kiwi stayer, Victory Smile, ahead of Hey Pronto, and then Rain Gauge and County Tyrone, 2, 7, and then 6 and 9. On course, well, it's Rain Gauge, clear-cut on-course favourite. Equal second to Lex on course, a County Tyrone and Thong Classic, which is big unders on the tote. And outside of those, Victory Smile, which is at big odds. And as we await the sign of runners to arrive in the mounting yard, the first of them have arrived in the mounting yard. And we'll come back very shortly to check out how the runners shape up for the Group 2 Grosby Gold Cup. As we take this break, Alan Robinson discusses with Mark Connors his winning ride in the previous.
For as long as anyone can.
Alf Matthews, the Group 2 Grosby Gold Cup, and we watch the runners parade. George Hanlon has a big hand. Could it be Mr. Prudent?
Brendan looks quite nice in the yard, actually. I think the track might be a touch firm for him, and his form's been just a touch on the average side.
Number 2, very smart Kiwi galloper called Victory Smile.
Yes, and has arrived in Melbourne looking perfect.
OK, 3 is the A-Train from the Cliff Brown yard.
the best I've seen him look for some time.
Now, Maguire, the blinkers have come off. They've added winkers.
Yes, the winkers on, and again, it's as good as I've seen him look for a long time, Brendan. A picture of health.
OK, it's been kept very safe in betting on course as well, very similar to its tote price. There's the A-Train, and right behind it is Maguire. Big Pat, number 5's a horse who's been batting away. Will today be the day that he bats into the winner's circle?
Well, again, you can't really fault the appearance of him. He's never, ever been anything flash to look at, but he's sort of, even though he is grey, he is dappled up nicely.
OK, we're a couple of minutes off the next from Doomben as we go down to Rain Gauge. This is the clear-cut on-course favourite.
And clearly the best-looking horse in the yard, albeit a very black-looking horse too.
Enormous run in the Caulfield Cup. Now, Hey Pronto's back in action. First run since the Epsom. There has been problems.
Well, there might have been problems, but there certainly doesn't look to be any problems in his appearance.
Looks good value too on the tote compared to what they're taking on course. Now, Sand Mason, the barrier blanket being used today.
Yes, and again, he looked very well in the yard the other day at the Caulfield Cup when unfortunately he was scratched. However, one thing I will tell you and guarantee you, he is much more relaxed today than in what he was Caulfield Cup day.
County Tyrone's run in the Kunji was enormous. How does he look, Alf?
Certainly hasn't gone backwards in condition, Brendan. Fantastic.
Pantani's one of the roughest on betting. Any chance?
Yeah, actually, I've seen him look better.
Danion's not in for the Melbourne Cup, one which is big overs on the tote.
And I've given him 3 ticks, second best looking horse in the yard behind Rain Gauge.
He's a lovely horse, isn't he? Now, Home Wrecker's one that's being kept safe from the Ray Lawson yard.
Yes, getting to a distance that suits now. Again, looks a picture of health.
OK, from there, Thong Classic number 14. There has been on-course support, but it's big unders on the tote.
Wouldn't surprise me. Pat Carey has got this horse absolutely flying. The only query I have about Thong Classic is, in fact, the 2,500 metres. I thought he's come to the end of his run on his last 2 occasions over similar journeys.
OK, 15 and 16 are both at big odds. Alf, any chance on their looks in the yard?
I've given Balonic 1 tick, and I've given Firetain 2 out of a possible 3, Brendan.
OK, the old 3-tick methodology. Come down here and give us your late mail very, very soon. Alf Matthews up in the mounting yard, and on course it's clear.
I'd like to, but it's a very hard race. There's a lot in it, but my horses, both horses are fitting well, and I expect them to run good races.
Rain Gauge has just come out of the Caulfield Cup all right. He really did work home pretty good in the end.
Yeah, yes, he come out of it good. He's in good shape.
What about the other one, Mr. Prudent?
I hope that he runs all right. I hope so. He's fitting well. I'm hoping he runs well.
Which one's going to win it for you, George?
Oh, there's a bit of strong opposition. Go
on, George. Give something away for once. Come on.
Yeah. I reckon they'll both run well, and I wouldn't care if they dead heated. But both of them. But you know, I think they'll both run well.
All right, they're both going to run well. Good luck to you, George.
They're fitting well.
They're fitting
Can't do any more.
We're getting having a laugh. Great to see you, George.
Thank you.
Thanks, mate. George Hanlon, I tell you, he learned from the Bart Cummings book.
He sure did, didn't he, Andrew? Andrew Bensley there.
George Hanlon, you are a genius.
Time now to get some late mail. I can tell you on course, Thong Classic has been well tried. Here's some late mail.
The late mail is for number 6, Rain Gauge. Looks an absolute picture of health. George doesn't tell us much, but nevertheless, he really does look well. His form here is outstanding. Number 9, County Tyrone, is another one that looked particularly well, and he comes off a very nice performance over the 2,000 metres, the Kunji Handicap. Also, number 13, Home Wrecker, looking for the ground. 11, Danion, looks a picture, can stay very well. Money 4, Thong Classic. I've left it out because I think the 2,500 it will struggle at.
Well, if there is a stayer going places, perhaps it's the Kiwi Star, Victory Smile. Will it be a Victory Smile today from Donna Logan, Andrew?
Well, I spoke to Donna earlier in the week on the Monday about the hopes, and you really did report that Victory Smile had thrived since being down here from Sydney.
Andrew, he's done a treat. I'm really pleased. His coat's dropped. He's just thriving. He loves it here, and he travels well everywhere.
Now, I didn't catch up, but did you bring the horse over on Tuesday?
Yes, he did. He came to the breakfast with the Stars on Tuesday.
How did he get around?
wonderful work. Good testing work. He needed it though. He started to make on me, so he had a pretty good clean out.
You said that to me, that you were keen just to get him here because he was starting to get a little bit ahead of you.
He was making too well for me. I had to bring him a float trip here and a nice, good, steady work that day. That topped us off nicely.
And you've had a 50-50 week. Luckily, you weren't in hospital midweek, but you had a kidney stone problem.
Yeah, but they breed us Kiwis pretty tough.
Bloody oath they do. Good luck to you. You want to win today to get into the Melbourne Cup. Is simple, isn't it?
No, we're qualified. We're just waiting on the list of horses that accept in front of us. We qualified in Brisbane, so today's really just another notch in the belt, another conditioning run. The first Tuesday's the one we want.
Beautiful. Good luck to you, Donna.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Donna Logan, Brendan, who trains Victory Smile. It's been a little bit of support just coming through now.
Yes, a bit of backing on course. I can tell you the big Kiwi team are tuning in via our friends in New Zealand at trackside, and there'll be a lot of interest later on. They're going to be looking for a big crowded arena where they'll be glued to the TV screen watching their idol, Sunline, go around. What did you make of these?
Of these horses? Well, I tell you what, I had a look in the yard. I thought old Maguire, his form's terrible, awful. But he looks great in the yard. Number 6, Rain Gauge. Well, George won't get him looking much better than this. It looks fantastic today. Hey Prado looks okay, fitting well as usual with Gay. Sandmason looks really fitting well as well. His form's also terrible. And old Danyon, well, he hasn't got the form either. There's a whole lot of horses in this race who've got no form, but sometimes the form goes out the window a bit when they get up to these long trips. But I thought he looked well. But if you're going to find one whose form was warming up to it and look fit, number 9, County Tyrone might be one you'd want to get on. There's been a bit of support for him in the ring too, I suppose.
There has been. Best backed at longer odds is Thong Classic, but his unders on the tote. There's been late support, Victory Smile.
I worry about Thong Classic at the distance. I just think he doesn't really look like a stayer, even though he's quite effective at these distances. I reckon in this grade he might be found wanting. And but anyway, it's a very good race. But
let's check out some crowd details. Andrew Bensley, has there been any news on crowd numbers?
Certainly the people that are coming in now, the main gate, once they get in through the main gate, they can't get any further. There are literally people right on the main gate that can't get in. So for people that are watching Sky in Melbourne, there's a shot of the crowd in the front lawn. But I can tell you the people coming in through the main admission gates, that's as far as they're getting, Brendan. It's got to be clearly more than 40,000.
They should put them out in the centre like they used to in the old days. They've had 50,000 on this course.
There's another great shot back into where we are there. We're tucked in there, but look, it's a terrific crowd, and no surprise, Brendan. But people watching us in Melbourne, stay at home because it's jam-packed here.
And I know, converse to the great scenes here, they're having a very rugged time on the Darling Downs this afternoon with bushfires and road closures and some doubts about the Toowoomba meeting. But more on that later. Let's join Greg Miles.
But the most recent horses to complete the double are Kingston Rule in 1990 and Wardella in 1953 to win here and then go to the Melbourne Cup. So it hasn't been the best of lead-up races. However, Rain Gauge, who's the favourite here, backing up from his excellent Caulfield Cup run, is one of the highest assessed of the Australian horses as far as the Melbourne Cup is concerned. He did run a cracking good race in the Caulfield Cup last week, coming from a long way back. He won this race last year with 52. He's got 56 today. There's only been 4 dual Moonee Valley Cup winners, and the most recent was Val Curl in 1945-46. So some history to be broken. Mr. Prudent comes up into line. So they're nearly ready for the Grosby Moonee Valley Cup home record to come in. He's in the market too. He was very unlucky last start. A good record here. Danyon goes up and that completes it, so they're set to run. All in. Firetain the inside. There's Ill clear and they're away. And they've jumped well. Thong Classic first out with Balonic. Pantani jumped well. Big Patter showed pace today. In the early stages, Rain Gauge drifting right back and he's 4th last. Up towards the turn, and Balonic is the leader. Pantani goes to second, the outside of Sandmason. Then came Thong Classic, beautifully placed in 4th. On his inside, Victory Smile, not too far away, the Metrop winner. Big Pat wide around the A train, and they're followed by Home Wrecker. Next, Fire Tane in the bright yellow colours, to Maguire wanting to pull a bit. Hey Pronto on his inside, and then Rain Gauge, followed by County Tyrone Daniel, and Mr. Prudent last on the inside. Hacking down the straight, Balonic slammed the brakes on, and with a circuit to run, led narrowly from Pantani and Big Pat striding up 3 wide. Sand Mason right behind them. Then Thong Classic, the A train wide, followed by Home Wrecker, Victory Smile. A length and a half, Maguire on the outside of Fire Tane, then Hey Pronto, Rain Gauge. 3 lengths further back is County Tyrone from Daniel and Mr. Prudent. By the 1600, Big Pat allowed to stride to the front now. The A train's pulling, might go up and sit outside him. Balonic just behind them on the inside, and then Pantani, Sand Mason, 5th the rail. 2 lengths Thong Classic. Gee, hasn't he had a good run? Victory Smile is next, and they're followed then by Home Wrecker. Fire Tane the inside of Maguire, and then Hey Pronto, Rain Gauge. 2 lengths Daniel outside County Tyrone, and about 3 Mr. Prudent. Big Pat the leader into the back straight now, heading to the 1,000 metres. The A train's never been on the track. He got up to 2nd. Balonic is 3rd. Pantani 4th. Sand Mason 5th. 6th the outside, then Thong Classic. 2 lengths to Home Wrecker following him. Victory Smile on the rail, and then Maguire. Fire Tane, 2 to Rain Gauge. Hey Pronto, and next Daniel on the outside of County Tyrone. They're both about to go, running to the 800 turn, and Mr. Prudent around that bend now, and it's Big Pat the leader. Big Pat in front of the A train, and Maguire came with a rush on the outside and joined them. 2 lengths away, Thong Classic around Pantani. Balonic held up on the inside. Daniel and County Tyrone are charging from the rear, and Home Wrecker's working home. They've passed the school, nearing the turn now, and right across the track with Thong Classic and Maguire hitting the lead together. Rain Gauge is stalking them and coming home, and then County Tyrone and Daniel off the track, and Home Wrecker's working into it. Thong Classic the leader from Maguire. Rain Gauge, Home Wrecker needing it out as they cornered. Rain Gauge raced up to Thong Classic and took the lead. Home Wrecker's got clear, and then Maguire. Rain Gauge, Thong Classic kicking back, and then Home Wrecker. Thong Classic, Rain Gauge. Thong Classic has the head in front. They drive to the line. Thong Classic wins it from Rain Gauge. He's drifted out in front of the second horse though. 3rd now, we've got Mr. Prudent, Sand Mason. Home Wrecker's up there, not sure about it. Maguire's with them too. Then Hey Pronto, Pantani, Daniel and County Tyrone. Fire Tane, trailed by Balonic, Big Pat, the A train, and Victory Smile. Thong Classic has won from Rain Gauge. He's drifted out in the straight for sure. Stand by for the numbers official.
Well, what a thrilling finish that was. Brett Preble for Pat Carey with Thong Classic collecting the cash out, staying Rain Gauge in the run to the line. It was a battle and a half, Richard Freedman.
It's certainly a solid effort.
That was your biggest race thrill?
Look, it's a great race to win. He'd been set for this race, Andrew, so we're very happy to win it.
He was so gutsy in the end, wasn't he?
Yeah, we've had a bit of a problem with him. He's been getting to the front, and he's just been waiting for other horses, but Des Gleeson allowed me to make a couple of little changes with the gear, and it's worked well.
So that was the ultimate today?
Look, it's who knows? I mean, he's in the Melbourne Cup. He'll be paid up for. I'll leave it for the committee to decide if they want to include him in the field.
All right, well done, Pat. Well done, mate. Pat Carey, he was over the moon. He was jumping for joy, and so he deserves it, Brendan.
Richard Freedman, that was a slugfest of the best.
Yeah, he's been around a long time, Pat Carey. He deserves a good win. He's paid his dues in this sport. I thought the slow pace really advantaged Thong Classic. I said before the race I thought he's possibly suspect at the distance, but when you go so slowly and you sprint home like that, it gives horses like Thong Classic their chance. And Rain Gauge winding up on the outside, I thought he'd get him. Now Thong Classic's drifted out a little bit, but I don't know that it's enough to take the race off him.
Okay, we'll have a look at the head-on. Rain Gauge second, so 14, 6, 1 and 8 across the line. So 14, 6, 1 and 8, fourth was going the way of the 8. As we await the head-on to come through. Sand Mason, who got stuck behind runners which slowed up, had to work home from a long way back, has run a very good fourth.
He has run a good fourth because he was full of running. Here comes the head-on here, and you'll see Thong Classic in the green and gold. He's shifting out, and Rain Gauge, I wonder if he just touches him there, he brushes him, but I'm just not sure whether that's enough to get a protest, but no doubt they'll have a go.
Okay, Brett Preble looks pretty happy after riding to victory aboard the Moonee Valley Cup with Thong Classic. But Rain Gauge, valiant in defeat. Mr. Prudent third. So George has finished second and third. and fourth has gone the way of Sand Mason. He was behind those leaders, which were starting to slow down by the side.
He was bailed up. He was full of running, Sand Mason. I thought Kieran McAvoy just got into a little bit of a traffic jam with about 600 metres to run when the horses whipped up around the outside in a slowly run race. Put him in a bit of a traffic jam. If he'd got a clear crack at him, he would have been right in the finish with these two horses.
And have a look at that crowd as we watch the head-on. This is the full field. Sand Mason in the apricot or light orange colours in behind a wall of horses.
That's about the first time he starts to see daylight, and even then he's still getting buffeted and crowded. Now you see he has drifted out a long way, this horse, and he's taken Rain Gauge right off the track. There's no doubt in my mind there will be a protest. There's no doubt there'll be a protest, but whether they can get it, I don't know. It'd be touch and go.
Be interesting to see what Brett Preble has to say post-race. There's the Morphettville details. 3 minutes off. And it's Intrepid Astronaut, the total act, ahead of Devil in Disguise, then TKO, and from there we go to Dimness. So 3 minutes of betting time. After that we go back to Rose Hill. The top rider is the 8 ahead of the 5. And Doom and Dividends first of all, though. We'll check those. In town rides Miami in this next race at Rose Hill. The jockeys are yet to be legged on board. Let's check out the ratings for you. And 8 on top are Kessia from Wandane, Moonflute and Dance the Breeze. 8, 5, 1 and 6 equal third rate. Let's check out the latest in market figures. Moonflute's in the market just behind Wandane. From there we go to Bonbird. And of the runners over the page, the 9 is the one with interest we look to. And that is Magic Miss at $13 for Grant Buckley in Miami, the pickup ride for Bobby Alyssa. The girls stay out in 21 days at Rose Hill. Brett Preble just unsaddling.
Riders are dismounting now. No doubt we'll know in the next minute or two whether they want to lodge a protest. Brett Preble is acknowledging the crowd. He's quite happy to have it in his pocket. But for how much longer? Look, I think it's a touch and go one if it's lodged.
OK, he's all pumped. As much of the crowd is here, but there was plenty of action over the concluding stages. Let's hear what Brett Preble has to say to Rupert McCall. OK, we'll come back to that in just a moment. There's a few on-course announcements taking place. And Brett Preble shortly with Rupert McCall. Pat Carey, the winning trainer, he was elated. If there's any more news, they're going to look at the video, the runner-up. As we take you down to the...
That's the way to do it. They look at the video. Let's go down to Brett.
Brett Preble, he's such a consistent horse, mate, and today it was a gutsy performance.
A gutsy performance, and he's rightly so a win for this horse. He's been placed around some really good weight for age horses like Phil Domar and those sort of horses and been unlucky. So today we made our luck and we come away smiling.
Shifted out a little bit in the straight. What's your gut feeling there? Are we going to hear more?
I doubt it. I never touch other horses. The other horse sort of ran away with me. Probably both getting a little bit tired, but my bloke was just getting stronger and stronger in the straight, and I think he won by a good long neck or something, so I'll be disappointed if we see each other in the room.
Well, Brett, it's always good to win a big race on a big day like this. Well done. Congratulations to the winning connections. They'll be happy that you've got him in the #1 stall today.
Thanks very much. I think they will be.
All the best.
OK, Brett Preble there talking with Rupert McCall. There is confident mail from among the press on course. There will be a protest. So we'll wait news through if that does eventuate.
Racing. And away in a good line, and Bolonic was one of the first to leave the gate out wide here from Pantani and Big Pat, and going forward as Thong Classic. Sand Mason away well today, just behind those Victory Smile when they settle into stride, but Bolonic is going to clear them and lead Pantani, and Sand Mason pushing forward third early. They're followed by Thong Classic fourth, further back Victory Smile, home wrecker, further back in the race and a little wide the A-Train, and Big Pat's off the track, further back Fire Tame, Maguire, Hey Pronto, Rain Gauge. It's across quickly, fourth last now from further back County Tyrone, Daniel and Mr. Prudent coming around the top turn the first time, and Bolonic leads them out about 3/4, and they're only cantering in front. It's Bolonic about 1/2 to 3/4, Pantani, Big Pat has caught 3 deep, and Sand Mason in the apricot colours fourth the rail. Outside at Thong Classic and the A-Train is 3 wide. Then Victory Smile inside, home wrecker a length and a half, Fire Tame, Maguire as